Hey guys, I'm monetized and watching this video. So I'm really excited because ever since I saw the new Captain America Civil War trailer, I've been really excited just to make a video regarding the appearance of Spider-Man within this, because obviously we know that Marvel recently bought back the rights from Sony for Spider-Man to use him in their movies, and we were all waiting. There was rumours he was going to be in Civil War. The casting got confirmed that the actor was going to be playing Peter Parker and Spider-Man within the movie, but we hadn't seen him, and then this happened.
Alright, I've run out of patience. On to roost!
Hey everyone.
I mean, it just completely blew me away. I wasn't really expecting to see him, to be honest. I thought after the Civil War logo came up, I thought, oh, you know, that's going to be it, you know. I didn't really notice that there was like another 30 seconds. I was just like, oh, well, the trailer's done. It was quite a good trailer, to be fair. There was some other really exciting aspects, such as Ant-Man being on one of Hawkeye's arrows, which is a popular scene from the comics, really, from Civil War, and they did that. And I was hoping to see Giant Man, because Giant Man's meant to make an appearance during Civil War. He's meant to Hank Pym's, well, not Hank Pym, but Paul Rudd obviously has taken over as Ant-Man, and Paul Rudd's character, I can't remember what he's called, it's just kind of bad, but by now he should really have had Giant Man. It's been rumoured that he will have that within Civil War. We just didn't get to see it in the trailer, so maybe they're saving it for the film as a big surprise. But I thought they could have also made the Spider-Man thing a surprise in the movie, because I feel like it really blew people away on the trailer. But can you just imagine if everyone's like expecting not to see Spider-Man, like pretty much at all, probably in like an after credits thing or something, and then bang, he just pops up in the middle of a fight. I mean, I think half the people watching the film will die, so maybe that's why Marvel are just like, nah, we won't do that. It's too stressful for people, because it blew my mind in the trailer. I can't even imagine what it would do in the film if I didn't expect it at all. But we've seen some of it now. There's probably going to be a lot more stuff from him in the film that's just going to be even better than what we've seen so far in the trailer. But what I've seen so far, I'm really happy, and I just think that he's in the right hands now. He's finally back in the hands of Marvel, and now that Marvel know what they're doing with their films, he's going to do really well. And I like the style of this Spider-Man. It's very, well, it's mostly Steve Ditko Spider-Man, so that's like the first artist that drew Spider-Man in the comics. He, you know, with the more sort of bigger bold black and the smaller white in the eyes, obviously we get that, but also before that we literally get the John Romita Sr. Spider-Man, which was a little bit later. He also did some Spectacular Spider-Man, where his ones are sort of, it's more white than it is black, so like it's what it starts off, and then obviously it changes and it looks like Steve Ditko. It's just a really sort of neat thing, and it just really looks like just straight out of the comic book Spider-Man, which is what I've wanted for so long. We've had all these different Spider-Man every single time. It's just, there's been aspects of them that have been good, aspects that are bad, and then there's just never been a perfect sort of one. And so far from what it looks like in this is going to be an amazing Spider-Man. Pardon the pun, I didn't actually mean to do that. Just talk about briefly the other Spider-Man. Obviously we had Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, played by Tobey Maguire, who was, I guess it was more tuned to the original Spider-Man, but then it was a little bit different, a little bit more modernised, I guess. Obviously that was before MCU, so that's slightly different. And then with Amazing Spider-Man, we had Andrew Garfield. In the first Amazing Spider-Man, just no, I don't know what that costume is. I don't know why it's got yellow eyes. I don't understand what the actual spider thing is on his chest. Like, no, that's not what it should look like. In Amazing Spider-Man 2, they made a better effort. It was more of an Ultimate Spider-Man, I thought, more than anything. And I mean, I do like Ultimate Spider-Man, but I just really want the classic Spider-Man, where we've got all these, where all the villains came from, all his arch enemies and all his sort of allies and that sort of thing. And you had it's more like the Silver Age Spider-Man. In these times you had him crossing paths with the Fantastic Four, the Hulk. You know, he was fighting the Sinister Six, coming up against all these villains: Sandman, Vulture, Rhino, all these sort of big A-list Spider-Man villains that haven't really seen the limelight. And I'm hoping that because of the kind of Spider-Man they're going for, they might be able to implement some of the characters. I mean, I want another Green Goblin, although I thought, well, Willem Dafoe in the original Spider-Man, in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, was absolutely phenomenal, and I did also like Dane DeHaan in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I think we need another one of them. We maybe keep Sandman and Rhino out of it, but we definitely need a Vulture. We need a better Electro, not whatever the fucking guy from fucking Kanye West Gold Digger was trying to do. Like, that was a lot more like an Ultimate Spider-Man. In fact, Amazing Spider-Man, well, I don't know why they called it that, because it was basically Ultimate Spider-Man. But with this one, I'm hoping they go back to more of his roots, and rather than like trying to modernise it too much. And obviously they've got to ground it in reality and modernise it, because that's what the MCU does. Obviously, reality is people don't swing around on webs and turn into big hulking green rage monsters, but like there is a sort of a bit of realism to it. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, because I'm probably just going to be rambling a bit, but I'm just really excited about this, and I just can't wait to see how Tom Holland turns out as a Spider-Man. What we've heard from his actual like voice acting so far is pretty good. He just flips in and he's like, "Hey everyone," and in just the most casual voice ever. He's just jumped into a fight between like some of the greatest like superheroes in the world. You've got Captain America, you've got Iron Man, you've got Black Widow, you've got Ant-Man, Hawkeye, Black Panther, Vision. You've got all these characters. He just flips in and he's just like, "Hey everyone," like casually, like, what? He's a teenage kid, he's at high school, it's just brilliant. It just really just makes me really happy, and the fact that he stole Captain America's shield as well just takes one of the most iconic objects that belongs to a superhero in comic history, and he's just casually chills with it. It's just great. And I'm glad that he's on Tony Stark's side, because it makes more sense because of the kind of character he is. In the Civil War comics, I think he sort of goes between both sides. Maybe I haven't like read all of Civil War. I've seen like bits of it and like sort of pages from it and that sort of thing. I've never read it all the way through. I probably should, but I know that the film it's sort of taking it from it, but at the same time they're bringing in their own stuff, and they've said that the ending is probably going to be different to, well, they said that the ending is going to be definitely like different to Civil War, because in that it's just a certain character dies. I'm not going to spoil it. I mean, you probably know already. I haven't read it, but I know what it happens to. But they've said that the ending's going to be controversial, so we'll have to see what happens with that. But we're probably not going to get a whole Spider-Man unmasking thing like we got in Civil War in the actual comic, because I know that Spider-Man unmasks himself and like reveals who he is. But I don't think that's really going to happen, because he's only just jumped into the universe, and there's no need to do that. But I'm really excited for like Civil War. It's going to be a great movie. I really want to see what's going to happen to everyone, including Spider-Man. But I'm really excited for Spider-Man's sort of own his solo movie, and well, movies hopefully, if the first one goes okay, which I think it will. It will depend on which villain they choose, because there's a lot of villains in Spider-Man, and they can kind of make or break a Spider-Man movie. Like, you don't want to throw someone like Venom in straight away. You don't want to do that, even though Venom is still a property of Sony, so they can't do that anyway. But you'd probably want to go for not a really shitty villain like the Lizard or Sandman, or a really poor version of Electro or Rhino. You don't want to start with that really as the main villain. You probably want to go down the Green Goblin route, or maybe set that up for sort of later on. Or you've got the likes of Craven the Hunter would actually be quite a good. I think that'd be quite a good villain for this Spider-Man, because obviously this one is going to be, the actress actually like high school age before. The actors have been mostly close to like their 30s when they've took on the role, but this guy's, I think he's like early 20s, mid 20s maybe, so he's more sort of equipped to deal with that. And I think they're going to play on the sort of Spider-Man's relationship with obviously Peter Parker, which is obviously himself, but like the two different sides of him, which we haven't really seen it explained that much. Like in Spider-Man 3, we sort of, well, Spider-Man 2 and 3, we sort of had it when he was trying to juggle his life with his love life and with being Spider-Man. But I think that trying to balance his school life with being Spider-Man is just going to be the highlight of, and I think I'm hoping that's what they go for. Who knows what villain they pick? Craven would be a good shout, or you've got the likes of like I said, Green Goblin, or I mean, there's a lot of minor Spider-Man villains such as the Tinkerer, the Chameleon, and I mentioned Vulture earlier. Vulture would probably be quite a good one. Just all these sort of things, and I hope they deal with the Uncle Ben thing a little bit differently to how they did within Amazing Spider-Man. Like, it was basically the same. He just got killed by some like mugger or whatever, just some robber. And like I want that to be a thing. Like it's like the pivotal thing of Spider-Man. Like it's his thing, so they need to do it. But I don't necessarily think they need to do it as in depth as maybe Amazing Spider-Man did, because we've seen it. Everyone knows the sort of origins of Spider-Man. I mean, this Spider-Man is probably going to be. It's more to the classic. It's got actual web shooters. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man had that, but he didn't have the little cartridges. Like if you look closely on the picture, you can see the little cartridges on his belt, which just makes it more like actual Spider-Man from the early comics, which are my favorite iteration of Spider-Man. I love the original sort of the Amazing Spider-Man, but like the really original one, the Silver Age version basically. It also reminds me of I think it was the 60s Spider-Man, it was like the late 60s Spider-Man cartoon, which I used to watch when I was younger, even though I wasn't born or alive in the 60s, but like I watched it. Like it used to be on some channel or something, I don't know, some channel that showed old cartoons or something, but no, it reminds me of that as well, this current Spider-Man. But I think that's probably about it for this video, because I've been rambling on for quite a long time. I don't want to keep it for too long, but I hope you're excited to see Civil War. I hope you're excited to see the solo Spider-Man movie, what Marvel are going to do with the character, and sort of how they're going to extend it and bring in more movies and more characters and bring him further into the MCU. And maybe in Infinity War we'll get to see every single one of just all the superheroes from the MCU at once just fighting. Like, I can't wait for that, because I feel like Infinity War, that's probably gonna be the end of like the sort of Avengers and MCU sort of thing. And obviously I don't really know what's gonna be happening after that, because it's like 2020 or something like that. It's absolutely ages away. Like it's either 2019 or 20. It's just it's so far in the future. But yeah, like I said, I hope you're looking forward to it. Leave in the comments below what you think of this new Spider-Man. Did you like the way he was introduced, or do you think they may have they probably should have held him back? Also, which side are you on for Civil War? Are you Team Captain America, Team Iron Man? Let me know. Also, subscribe if you're new, so I don't want you to miss any of my content, which is you'll get a notification when you subscribe every time that I upload a video. Leave a like. Also, it helps the channel out, it helps it grow. Recently got to 100 subscribers, so I'm looking to build my channel even more, so if you can help me out with that, it'd be really great. If you want to share the video as well, that also helps me out. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.